Hello everyone, it's Terry, and I just got some new orchids, and I just wanted to show you real quick before I put them up. Let's start over here with these Phalaenopsis. Okay, so first one here is Phalaenopsis bellina, and then this one over here is Cerulean. They were a decent price, so I got them both. I don't have a bellina or a bellina Cerulean. Dendrobium delcurrii is native to Dendrobium delcurrii. The species is native to Thailand, Myanmar, Vietnam, Laos, and can be found in deciduous forests in bright light and can often grow in full sun. This is a miniature species with club-shaped pseudobulbs that are about 3 inches, 3 centimeters tall, whole plant up to about 10. Plants do well in mounts, but can also do well in a small pot. The species requires intermediate to warm temperatures with medium to high humidity, of course, and good air movement. Should be given plenty of water for most of the year. However, they do require a dry rest for about a month in winter, at which point it will drop its leaves and recommence growth in the spring when watering can begin again. The flowers rise from the center of the new growth and each carry up to about 10 fragrant blooms. The flowers are they're pale green, greenish yellow, but it has groups of the flowers are palish, greenish yellow, pale greenish yellow, but it has groups of red brown veins on the inside and bright yellow, finger-like, club-like projections at the tip. Flowers usually last for several weeks. Try it out. Here you go. Phalaenopsis comes from the Greek word phalaina, which means moth, and the Latin word bella, which means beautiful. Phalaenopsis bellina was originally called Phalaenopsis violacea, variety Borneo. However, it has since been moved into its own species due to differences in the habitat and the plant's morphology. The varieties include Cerulea, rubra, alba, and Bretoniana. The Cerulea form has bluish violet pigment as opposed to the typical magenta coloring of the type. The rubra form is solid magenta. However, it is believed to be a hybrid between bellina and its sister species, Phalaenopsis violacea. The alba form lacks all pigment, and the flowers thus appear white and sometimes fairly green, like the forest. Phalaenopsis bellina prefers bright, filtered light and warm temperatures and good air circulation. It's very essential that potting and mounting media approaches dryness between waterings to avoid the root rot. Therefore, distilled reverse osmosis or rainwater is recommended. They prefer a loose, airy media such as fir bark, tree fern, or some other synthetic media. But more or less, they like a wet, dry, fast, wet, dry cycle. And they gave me a gift, which is a Phalaenopsis main show yellow times main show happy something. Happy bee. And that's flower. I'm not so keen on those main shows. I'm not really. Next, okay, let's start to the left. This is a Rodriguetia Dadsoniana. Rodriguetia Dadsoniana, known as the Dodson's Rodriguetia, is found in Morona, Santiago, in Ecuador, in forests and grassland areas around moderate altitudes, small-sized epiphyte with erect pseudobulbs that have sheaths that carry a single flattened leaf that blooms in the summer, fall, winter from the base of the pseudobulb and produces about 9 to 10 flowered inflorescence showing slightly citrus scented flowers. I've got one outside, but I got another one. This here is a species from China and other parts in Asia, probably Vietnam and Thailand. Crystallinum. Dendrobium crystallinum is otherwise known as the shiny crystal dendrobium, which refers to the crystalline papillae on the column covering the anther cap. Check it out. But it is native to the Chinese Himalayas, Myanmar, Thailand, and Vietnam, Cambodia, on small trees in exposed locations of semi-deciduous and deciduous dry lowland forests and savannas. This epiphytic orchid is in moderate altitudes, pendulous, warm to cool grower, has slender erect pseudobulbs without nodes, and the species blooms in the spring and summer on short axillary inflorescence with 1 to 3 very fragrant flowers that emerge from the apex of the newest pseudobulb. Now, this orchid does need a drier winter rest to achieve the spring and summer blooming, although in nature they are in areas where they experience a lot of morning dew. These orchids do need to be mounted to accommodate dependent growth, which requires a higher humidity. Go for it. And you can see there's buds, and here's some flowers. This, of course, is a deciduous type dendrobium. And next is Delcurii. Hey everyone, Dendrobium Delcurii is native to Thailand, Myanmar, Vietnam, and Laos. Can be found in deciduous forests in bright light, but it can grow in full sun once acclimated. This species requires intermediate to warm temperatures with medium to high humidity with very good air movement, and it should be given plenty of water for most of the year. However, they do require a brief rest from water and fertilizer for about a month when the plant begins to drop its leaves. And then recommencing in spring when watering can begin again. The flowers arise from the center of the new growths, with each carrying up to 10 fragrant blooms. Flowers usually last for several weeks. It is a miniature species with club-shaped pseudobulbs and does well on mounts, but can also be grown in small pots. It's got a nice growth coming behind, and a growth here that's maturing. This is a miniature. Delcurii. Then we've got this little miniature cutie, which Certorchis crassifolia. Certorchis crassifolia is one of the gems of Africa, a small, almost succulent looking plant that explodes with an abundance of white, fragrant colors in summer. These plants are epiphytic. They like high, bright light with lots of water throughout the year. But in the fall and winter, they get a reduction in their temperature and a reduction of water. And these generally bloom anytime throughout the season, but most generally in the spring and summer. The flowers have a nocturnal scented hyacinth scent, nocturnally scented flowers of hyacinth. Of course, that's an angricoid, and I've got a Certorchis out there, the cross that I have. What is it, Sir Philip Heinrich or Sir Heinrich something. It is the cross, as I said, and this is a species, miniature species. I think this is blooming size. And last but not least, around here is Angraecum. Angraecum praestan is found in the western and northern areas of Madagascar, found growing as an epiphyte in dry woods. It also has been found on cliffs and in smaller trees in sandy areas and sand dunes. These plants are warm growers. They do not want to be cold. They like good drainage and good air movement at the roots. Okay. A well-grown plant can produce 2 to 3 inflorescences, with each producing 3 to 5 flowers. The blooms can be up to 4 inches long, wide, and 3.5 inches long. The nectary ranges in length from 3 to 3.5 inches, 3.5 to 5 inches, and are usually greenish in color, although the blooms are always white. These plants prefer to have a really good light, but they want to be protected from direct sunlight. But they want bright light and high humidity. And they will bloom usually prior to the rainy season and after late winter. Angraecum praestans. It's Angraecum praestans. It's a warm grower from Madagascar. And here's the plant. Bare root in the pot. Anyhow, that's my haul, folks. Thanks for watching. Bye. Enjoy your orchids.